Dean Cain is the Superman we are talking about in this up-and-coming episode. Let's hop right into it.
I think he plays it a little different. I think he kind of plays a very sweet, almost like innocent kind of Superman. And I think that's different, and I really like that.
No, I thought it was good. He definitely brings this confidence that, like, when Superman's on the screen and he's going against a villain, he owns the screen. He is the thing about. He's what makes him special. Yeah. But I don't think he plays Superman and Clark different enough. I think they're too much of the same character.
Yeah.
I think there's so much, like, Clark, still confident. He's not awkward. He's not weird.
See, I think he is. I think he does it differently.
That was our first, like, disagreement on the show about a topic. So, first fight on the podcast. In today's episode, we are going to be reviewing Dean Cain's Superman from the TV show Lois and Clark. And before we hop into that, I do kind of want to give like a special thanks to everybody that's been watching. This has been a mini series that we started probably we already have 2 episodes out, right, Emery? We have 2. Yeah, this is our 3rd one. Mm-hmm. We reviewed Christopher Reeves and the other Superboy actors, and when we post those episodes, they popped off. You guys are absolutely showing up, and it is so awesome to see that we're kind of building like a little community that just loves, Superman and just really just wants to, go back. And this is all leading up to the new Superman movie, Superman, that's going to be directed by James Gunn. But thank you guys for watching the shorts that we post about this. Thank you guys for watching the videos. These videos are doing so well. So thank you guys so much. We appreciate it. Whatever you guys are doing, keep doing it. We love seeing you guys' comments and reviews of the episode and of the actors. Some of you guys are more harsh when we talk about certain sensitive actors. But either way, if you guys are watching the video, if it's a hate comment or a love comment, we still appreciate you guys commenting because it shows you watch and you're a part of the community and you love Superman like we do. So let's hop right into the topic, which is Dean Cain's Superman. Emery, Dean Cain's Superman, which is from the show Superman.
Lois and Clark.
Lois and Clark. I don't know why I keep doing that. So there's a show called Superman Lois, and then there's a show called Lois and Clark. Mm-hmm. But they're so similar, but it kind of messed up my knowledge a little bit. It's so confusing. I don't know why. And Superman Lois is pretty new, so that's still fresh in my head. So, but how do you feel about Dean Cain in the show Lois and Clark?
So, I mean, we watched that show, I feel like we watched that with Mom and Dad for, that was a big...
Yeah, in elementary.
Yeah, like a big Superman, person. I remember watching Dean Cain, so, every time I see him in whether, he has, a Hallmark movie and something that, he watches, and so it's, a Christmas one, and I watch it every year, and it's oh, it's Dean Cain, because I've loved him as Superman, and I've watched him as Superman.
Yeah, totally.
I think he plays it a little different. I think he kind of plays a very sweet, almost innocent kind of Superman. And I think that's different, and I really like that. But yeah.
No, yeah, I would agree with you. I think when they originally were casting for Lois and Clark, they already had cast another actor that was totally different from Dean Cain. But then Dean Cain auditioned, and they're like, actually, we're going to fire this other actor and give Dean Cain the role, which I think was way better. Comment down below if you guys know who the original actor was, because I would be shocked if you guys did know. But Dean Cain, yeah, I think it's very interesting how he portrays Clark and Superman. Mm-hmm. How do you feel that he portrays them? Because in our past reviews, we very much were very harsh on actors that didn't separate those two characters, basically. How do you feel he portrayed Clark, and how do you feel he portrayed Superman?
I think he had when he's there's a scene when he's with Lois and she's about to fall off of the her building or something like that.
Like a flagpole? Is that the one? Yeah, the flagpole.
She's about to fall off, and he goes, "Oh, so I know this isn't super convenient," or something like that, and he's like, but I could help you. And she goes, oh, if it's not, if it's not, you're not doing anything. It's like, so he's sarcastic, and like he has a little bit more confidence. He's a little bit more, he's not as much of the, like, he's still sweet because he's Superman. Like, he still, like, loves everybody. But as Clark, he's very much like just the, oh, yeah, whatever you need, Lois. Like, I'll go get it. That's fine. Or at least, I don't know. Maybe that's not how he is. I don't know.
I personally would disagree. I think... Okay.
It's been a minute since I've seen the whole show.
Yeah. We watched a few clips to get prepared for this, but I would have to say that I do like how his Superman's a little more sarcastic towards Lois, but I don't think he plays Superman and Clark different enough. I think they're too much of the same character.
Yeah.
I think there's so much, like, Clark, still confident. He's not awkward. He's not weird.
See, I think he is. I think he does it differently. He's not like how Christopher Reeve, he is like, his body's like changes, like the way his voice changes, like that's very much of a physical thing. But I think Dean Cain does it in a more like, I don't know how to explain it, but he does. I feel like he does differentiate them. It's just differently than what like you would think of right off the top. Because I feel like he's more the sweet like farm boy, and he's just like, oh yeah, I'll help everybody. He's like, I don't want to be an inconvenience to anybody. Like that's just kind of who he is. While at Superman, like you said, he's a little bit more sarcastic. Like he's not gonna just like let anybody walk all over him.
Yeah, maybe. I just feel like with Dean Cain's Clark Kent, it's like, I don't know. It's kind of like what David Cornswood is. It's like, but it's different. Like, when it's Clark Kent, his hair is more lighter, more curlier. And when it's Superman, he takes his glasses off and it's more slicked back. So that's why I feel like it's like, okay, but he still acts the same with the glasses on and off, you know? But that was our first, like, disagreement on the show about a topic. So, first fight on the podcast.
Okay.
But, yeah, I think the show, like, reviewing him, and I think he did well because the show went on for 4 seasons. So I feel like if you do 4 seasons, that's really good, you know. His suit is very much like the Christopher Reeve suit, which I enjoy. It goes back to that simple, you know. The suits were not like the Marvel suits now or the DC suits now, where we have to have so many lines. People are calling it over designing it, which I feel with this Superman suit, it's very like it gets the point across. This is Superman. This is his colors. His mom made it, which I love. And I just thought it was great. You know, I love Dean Cain's Superman, but I guess when he was cast as Superman, he got a lot of backlash. And when it was on the newspaper, people were writing in being like, I wanted Superman, not Sushi Man, because is he
part Japanese?
I think he's part Japanese or something like that, which I think he's the only Japanese actor, half Japanese, to play Superman, which I think is very fascinating and very different, you know, but I think he does great, you know. But nowadays, we have comic book series about a Japanese Superman, and so I think it's like maybe they took some inspiration from him, maybe not. But he is still very like vocal about he loves Superman. He would come back to do more, but he just seems like a sweet guy in general. And I feel like I feel like you have to be a sweet guy to play Superman. And I feel like he does that perfect. Emery, is there anything that, before we wrap up just the Superman part about Dean Cain, that you want to say about Dean Cain or you love about his interpretation?
I like we watched the one scene where I think Lex had been like testing him like to figure out like how fast he could go, all that stuff. And so he comes in and he's like, you want to know how fast I am, how strong I am? And I just like that because it was like he stood up for himself. And he was like, and then at the end he goes, we're done. Like, the testing's done. I like that. I thought that was really good. That was another differentiation for me because it was like Clark would never do that. I don't feel like he would ever do that. But Superman was like, no, like, we're done.
No, I thought it was good. He definitely brings this confidence that, like, when Superman's on the screen and he's going against a villain, he owns the screen. He is the thing about, he's what makes it special, you know. But we talked about Superman, and we went over what we loved about Dean Cain, but you can't have Superman without his famous love interest. And last episode, we talked about that Superman in the Superboy show did not have his Lois Lane. He had Lana Lang. But after the Superboy show, they made this show, and they went back to Lois Lane. And this Lois Lane and Clark Kent, I guess I would say, I would say that they are what makes the show special. Would you believe so?
Yeah.
I think that they truly have great chemistry. Their chemistry is phenomenal. They bicker with each other, which I feel like Lois does that because she doesn't want to be pushed around, but she doesn't really want to be given things either. And I think Clark is so sweet that he wants to help everyone out, and she doesn't want to see him get pushed around, but he doesn't want to hand it either. So yeah, you go. Sorry.
Right. Yeah. No, you're okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. And like I feel like she's used to a lot of people, especially her line of work, having an agenda and having like, oh, if I do this for you, then you're gonna do this for me. Like that's how this is gonna work. And for Clark, that's like not it at all. Like he has nothing like that. He just, like you said, wants to be a good person and help people out. And I think that also can play into their like relationship. Like she's trying to figure him out, and even though he's just trying to be genuine, like she feels like that's not
He's got something
him.
going on.
Yeah.
And so, yeah. And I think the reason I think the show did so well is because the boys loved it because it was Superman, but the girls loved it because there was that romance. And I feel like I think we got more scenes of just Lois and Clark than Superman. And I think that's why the show is called Lois and Clark.
Yeah.
Because it's really just a romance, but with some action, some Superman like thrown in an episode so he can fix the problem.
Yeah.
But I think it really is focused on Superman and Lois, you know? And I think I love that. And I think you can't have good chemistry if the show, like, if they had a bad chemistry and the show was about Superman and Lois, the show would not last 4 seasons. And I think they did so well on the chemistry and the chemistry read. Emery, how do you feel their chemistry is throughout the show? And is there anything that really you're like, wow, that's good, or they could have worked on that?
I really like how, like you said, like the boys like love the superhero action stuff of it, and the girls can like the romance. Like you're like because you can see that she likes Superman. Like when after he takes her from like the flagpole or something.
Yeah.
She's like, you can see it in her face that she likes him.
Yeah.
And you're like, but they're the same person. Like, you're just like, please, can you just not, can you see that they're the same person? And I think that they do a good job. And then she starts to, like, have feelings for Clark. And she's like, wait, but I thought that so it's like this whole back and forth.
Like Morgan Chuck says, like, mind cheater. Mind cheater. Saw you. You know, you can't have that. You don't want that to happen. So
yeah. So, I think that they do a good job with their chemistry. It goes from being like almost like friend type chemistry where they're like bickering back and forth in the beginning, and then it starts to transition into more of like, oh, this could be something chemistry, and they do a really good job at like transitioning into that and not having it be these weird like, oh, all of a sudden like I like him now.
Yeah. I think that's a great way to explain it. I think towards the end of the show, they had great chemistry, and they were really, you could tell that him and her were really trying to keep the show, like, good. But I think the writing just, it got really weird. She had a clone involved, and the last season.
Yeah, that was weird for me. I was like, I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, the last season just got really strange, and I would love to, like, interview Dean Cain or interview the writers to be like, what was going on behind the scenes? Like, who thought Lois eating frogs was a brilliant idea? And so I just always thought that was so strange. As like an elementary school kid, I was like, this is weird for a Superman show. If you put that stuff away that many people may not like, it's like you still got to say he was a good Superman.
Yeah.
And he brought something new that I think a lot of actors should try to throw in, which is being a little sarcastic. And it shows his heart towards Lois. And he was a good Superman. I enjoyed it. I really liked him. And so rating him, we rated the 2 Superboys in one spot, and then we rated Christopher Reeves. And Christopher Reeves is at number 1, and the 2 boys were at the number 7. Yeah, 7.
Because there's 7 that we're doing.
And where would you put Dean Cain in this list?
Oh my goodness.
I think I might have mine. I'm thinking about other ones, but yeah.
And I'm trying to think of other ones, but we can move the other ones when we get to them, right? Like
yeah,
we can
switch them around.
Okay.
So, like, this is not official. Like, if next episode we're like, you know what, move Dean Cain up and put this guy down, we can do that.
Yeah. I think I know.
Okay. What is it? Who is he? In what slot is he going to be thrown in?
He's going to be in my third place.
Wow.
Yeah.
In your third place. This is the first disagreement we had in the show. We're not going, like, wait.
Wait,
seriously?
what is yours?
I don't know. I like him. This is crazy. This is like we're not ranking the same actor in the same spot. You think he's
I don't remember all that we're doing, so I'm going to move him if I need to. But at this moment, I love Dean Cain, and he, like, I remember watching that show. So, like Dad said, like, it's got sentimental value, too. So.
Okay. Yeah. I'm going to put him in number 5.
5?
Yeah. Well, we can move him around. Sorry, Dean Cain's watching. Sorry, probably not. But if he's probably not watching. But if he, I mean.
My question is, who are you going to put above him?
We can move him. I guarantee we can move him. I promise. We can move him if we find a better actor. Hopefully I don't get a lot of hate on that. But
I think you're fine. Dude, you're sitting across from me. I've said worse things, so it's fine.
Yeah. We definitely got murdered on that Christopher Reeves episode. So I don't know if people will do that for the same on this one. But yeah.
I just want to know who you're going to put above him, because I'm thinking of the people and I'm like, okay. But yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching today's episode. We appreciate you guys watching. Check us out on Instagram and Spotify, or you can watch our old episodes and watch some behind the scenes on Instagram. And thank you guys so much, and God bless.